Hi lovelies, welcome to my channel. In today's video we are doing a new pick a card reading on the blessing they are coming to you next and how to get there faster. If you're new to this type of reading, please keep in mind that this is like a general reading that is meant for confirmation only. So take what resonates and leave out the rest. And if you're in doubt, always check in with your intuition, your higher self, or your spiritual team. So to help you choose, we have 3 different piles, and each pile is associated with a number and a crystal. In the first pile, we have this beautiful piece of crystal or a quartz. In the second pile, we have this piece of pyrite. And in the third pile, we have this beautiful piece of Aventurine. So if you need to, you can take a moment and pause the video. And once you made your decision, you can scroll down to the description and click on the timestamp of your crystal or pile. And once I've done that, I will be seeing you in your reading. See you there. Bye. Hi pile 1. If you chose the crystal or quartz, then this is a reading. Let's see what we got for you. So I've selected 5 questions. I'll share them with you in a second. And for each card and question, I've also picked a clarifier. So for the first question is like where you are now, the current situation, we have the 3 of Pentacles. Then for the next step in receiving the blessings, we have the Emperor. Then we have for the obstacle, let's say, to overcome or challenges that might come through. We have the 5 of coins in reverse. Then we have some guidance from the universe or from spirit. And we have the Tower. And lastly, we have the outcome or what to expect if that advice is followed, the blessing to expect. And we have Strength. I'm gonna show you, moving them. I'm gonna show as well the clarifier. So for the first question, we have Strength. 10 of Wands for the second one. 8 of Cups for the third. The Devil for the fourth. It's very interesting. And the 6 of Swords for the 5th and last card. Okay. Let's see if I can show you all the cards in the shot. Oh, mostly. All right. So, all right. Okay. I'm getting like, I'm gonna share in a second the type of vibe that I'm getting. I don't want to jump the gun. So with the first card, we have, like, let's say, where are you now? We have the 3 of coins and the Strength upright. What it feels like these cards talk about is a sense of like, you've been like strong within yourself, but collaborating with other people. I feel like I get a sense that for some of you, because of course this is a general reading, so for some of you, you might already have a team that you feel is supportive, but you might have, like the vibe I was getting before is like a sense of like people pleasing type of vibe. You might are not able to utilize to the maximum capacity the team or the collaboration that you have around you. And actually for some of you, it feels like some of this team or like people that you have around within either a work contest or within family contest, I feel like there is an element of maybe they take advantage of your strength and how much you do and how much you're willing to give. Yeah, there is a sense of like taking, I get a sense of taking advantage of like how much you do. And for some of you that actually don't have a team, or don't have if you're the type of person that does everything on your own, then there is a feeling that there is a lack of a team that is supporting you, because there is a sense as well, I see like in the next card with the Ten of Wands, of like taking too much on. Sometimes maybe a bit more than you can chew. So either there is, as I said, either there is a feeling of maybe having the team, the wrong people around, whether it's also family related, but people that kind of take advantage of your light, who you are as a person, or as well like the total lack of that team, because you're always been the type of person that fully relied on themselves. It's like, I'm strong enough, I can do this, I'm independent, I don't need other people. So there is something with the element of team and collaboration that feels like a little bit of balance, whether it's the complete lack of it or the unbalance within the pre-existing one. So within the next step for receiving the blessing, it's sort of like the cards that kind of speak about what like you should be focusing on now to be able to receive the blessings to come. And we have the Emperor and the Ten of Wands. So what these cards are telling me, that you are definitely somebody that has this leadership capacity, has this leadership quality, and they're just really waiting to blossom. But if you take too much on, maybe you take somebody else work because maybe other people are not really as precise as you, or maybe they're like, oh, they will do it better than me, so like I'll leave it, like they think of you, and there is all this quality as a leader that in a sense have been misused by a bit yourself, but as well by others, and there is too much on. And there is a sense as well that there can be like possibly a bit of a lack of proper structure for you not to completely get burned out and not to struggle, whether it's like within a family context or within work. I think for the majority of you, this is related to work or like to a work context. But for some of you, it might be related to family, as I was mentioning before. Like, yeah. So is like sort of the next step is like starting to tune in to actually how much leadership you already have, because you do have that quality within you. But to kind of bring more balance within that, and to kind of like start to kind of question in sense is like where like I am actually using this quality to your own balance, to your own, when I say fulfillment, and while not kind of taking them from like a place of like pushing too much, working too much, taking on too much that you actually get either drained energetically or get almost physically heal because you take on too much. So it's like the next step is like really kind of started to kind of questioning, started to look, have a sense of like, okay, where can I bring more balance within how much work I put and how much can I let this leadership that you already have within you kind of guide you in a way that will bring you more towards balance and not burned out. Then we have like the sort of obstacle to overcome, like the challenge that could be present, or maybe like block. And with the Five of Coins in reverse, I feel like there is, and the Eight of Cups, there is a sense of like this is very linked to this team people, whether it's again family or co-workers or employees, that because maybe there was a sense of overworking yourself, there was a sense of imbalance, they might cause this like imbalance, but it's like your job now to bring that balance back. And bringing that balance back means walking away from like the people situation that are like really unhealthy for you. Because it's like within this card, it's like the obstacle challenge is that if something doesn't shift, there might be a sense of like creating financial loss for yourself, or even like on the health side, like causing damage to your body. So like it's really the challenge is in this case is really moving on and let go and walk away from maybe people that were also close to you, or like they pretended to be close to you, but they ultimately are unhealthy. Again, it can be work context, family context, but there is a clear call of walking away, and there is a feeling that actually that is hard. There is a hard, like it doesn't come so easy to you to walk away from specific context or specific people for whatever reason that might be. And we can see actually it's like completely makes sense with the guidance from the universe. We have, I'm smiling because it just sometimes cards are like so perfect that I cannot. Yeah, we have the Tower upright and the Devil, and even like the way this tower looks is like what comes to me is like the guidance from is like what somehow we were saying just before, is like the guidance is really from universe, from spirit, whatever you want to call it, is to let it crumble. Let these toxic people, even like the toxic mentality that like in the patterns that you might have with these people, because often it takes two to tango, right? So if, for example, there are some people that take advantage of you for whatever reason, whether it's family or work context, you're also allowing that because there is a pattern in place. So to really allow yourself to let it crumble, let it kind of like crush and burn and just let it like disappear in a sense. And you know, like the sense that I'm getting from this is like, this is not as the same of before. This is not easy. None of this to get to the blessing that you're supposed to get to. This is not like the classic walk in the park. It's just not easy task, especially it feels like for you there is a lot of attachment towards whether these people context, maybe because they've been there for a long time, and there is also a sense of like a bit distorted loyalty because of that. But like it feels like it's like I feel like the universe is reiterating this with these two cards. It's like it's the time to let it crumble, because without letting those people, those toxic habit patterns, energies around you, you cannot really step into the blessing that you're supposed to receive, because all of that will hold you back, will fully hold you back. If you're shining right now at like 20%, once you've removed this, it would be like 80, 90, maybe even 100. But there is an element of you're carrying, like you're going slower because you are carrying things that like really don't belong to you. And especially like people around, even your own mentality that supports that. Sometimes it might be enough in some of cases for you, like to shift the mentality within you. It's not about like completely cutting off people, especially when it's family. It's not that simple. But as far as you shift the mentality within you, that you set strong boundaries, that in some cases might be enough. But there is an element of like, to these patterns, they need to crumble and just kind of like rebuild new, because with the Tower, that's the moment where you just kind of crush everything, and it's not fun, it's not easy, but it's ultimately the step needed to be able to step into the next chapter, like for a rebirth, for like a new beginning. And then we have the outcome, right? And then we got, I love this, the Strength and the Six of Swords. And I love again that I'm getting like in quite a few reading the same, because I'm using two different tarot decks. And there is a sense of like the beginning is the end of like, we both have in this reading two Strength card, like, which is like ultimately the the final blessing and the final goal is like a sense of like deeper self-love, deeper, like you already have the strength and the stillness, but there is a sense of like radiance within really, that will allow you to then manifest a life that comes more from a place of balance and empowerment, because there is a feeling with all that we spoke about, that even though you do have that strength inside to begin with, there is a layer of this empowerment, because there is so many influences that bring you down, and once you kind of, you know, like with the Six of Swords, it's about leaving something behind, transitioning, putting distance, you know, because once you do that, like as an outcome, you know, like that's where you get your full sense of like true sense of self-love and unconditional love and inner radiance, really, that will kind of like blast to whatever you do, whether it is your relationship, your work, and it will just maximize every next step that you're gonna take. So I've actually picked some more cards from different oracle decks to just give us some more information about the outcome. This is now solely focused on the outcome. So first we have, I love this one. You create your own reality. What you want wants you to. What do you want to experience? I feel like from this place of inner strength, but especially self-love, after letting go of all those influences, patterns, mental patterns, toxic behaviors within your mind and around you, then, you know, this is the step where it's like, okay, from this place is actually, what do you want to create? Like, what do you want to manifest? Is like, even from the pictures, like I feel so much magic, like it will allow you to have so much more magic within your life, as I said before, in whatever you are wanted to bring to life, whether it's like, you know, have better relationship with your family, with a lover, with a partner, like work, abundance, money, whatever that might be. There is more magic. It's like you drop heavy weights within this process, and once you do that, it's like I feel like pink, more pink. What do you say that? What do you call that? The pink glasses, right? Pink color glasses come on, and then it's like it's magic. It's like a fairy tale. It kind of gives the vibe of a fairy tale, like a real fairy tale, though not that one that is like so out there that is not realistic, but it's like a grounded fairy tale that is so within reach. A life that is so within reach, that is full of magic, full of like aliveness. I'm getting such a beautiful sense from this. Then we have creative thinking. On the edge of emptiness, spirit help this world to be shaped. Yeah, once you kind of reach that place of, okay, now I'm like, here I have self-love, like this kind of inner fire is 100% turned on, is like, and you're kind of tuning in from that place of like, okay, what's next? There is this creative thinking that comes from, because once you kind of are in that spot and in that mental energetical place, then the thinking that you will do will not drag you down as maybe it does now, because there is nothing that holds you back. And then it's like you're this kind of pure channeler for the universe to kind of like give you guidance, so that it's like, okay, you know, the thinking that comes from that space is entirely different from the thinking that comes from a really closed mind, or like a mind that is full in the trauma and in the patterns of something very heavy and maybe also very old in terms of like family patterns and childhood patterns. So it feels like this next step with this new blessing coming, there will be a lot of like openness and creative thinking coming through, because you're really in a place of thinking and feeling from a entirely different energetical and mental place. We have hope. It's funny, from the last reading from this crystal, also this card came out. I love it. Maybe some of you that listened to the previous reading and chose this crystal will chose this one again. And yeah, it like, you know, it says hope, the beacon of hope shines brightly within me. It's I get a very similar sense of what I got in the past reading for the same crystal. Is like, once you kind of like relieve the baggage, you'll be able to become like a sense of hope, not just for yourself because you've reached this amazing, more balanced life and more enriching life, but you become a beacon of hope for other people that might want the same, of them might have been through the same. And because you have been through it, you've been through the tower, you've been through the crashing of everything that was holding you back, then you'll be like that absolute beacon of hope and love for, and like a guide. Like I really get a sense of like being a guide for other people going through something similar, because you've been there, you've done that, and you know how to support them. You will know how to support them. And then the last card we got is gratitude. I love it. Yeah, I mean, it goes without saying, within all of this process, even though it will have like a bit of a hard part within the letting go, there is, of course, is like this unbelievable sense of like deep gratitude within you. But I feel as well is connected with the other people that you will help. Deep gratitude towards you, because once you will step into this I won't say position, but into your purpose and into your own light, then your light will automatically infect others. And it will allow others, just by you being you, and maybe even just sharing what you've been through, will allow others to kind of like get a glimpse of that. And that will kind of like create a lot of gratitude as well towards you for what you represent and what vibration you're gonna bring. Whether you actually, as a work, will do something that will help people or not, that is not the point. Like, you will have that inner light within you, that inner fire that will be contagious, and that will help automatically, just by osmosis, other people to maybe question the same thing and step into like maybe have more courage to face things in their life that are not that great. And it would just bring so much gratitude within you and around you as well. Yeah, it's beautiful. So yes, so this was the reading for you guys, pile number 1. I hope you resonated, and I hope this was somehow helpful in any way, shape or form. You're very welcome to let me know in the comments. And as this is a very new channel, if you want to support me, you're very welcome to subscribe to the channel and like the video. And thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you in my next one. Bye! Hi pile 2, if you chose the Pyrite stone, then this is your reading. Let's see what we got for you. So I've divided the cards within 5 questions, and for each question I picked a tarot card, and then from another tarot deck I took like a clarifier. So the first question is, where are you now, like sort of your current situation, and we have the 9 of Cups. Then the second question is really like the next step to receive the blessings, like what you should really focus on, like at this point in time. And we have the 5 of Wands in reverse. This tarot deck has different name for the suits, but emotion is Cups and inspiration is Wands. Then we have for the third card, we have like mostly the obstacle to overcome, like the challenge that might block or delay the blessing. And we have the 8 of Swords. That sounds about right. Then we have for the fourth card, like the guidance from the universe, spirit guides, whatever you wish to call it. We have the Knight of Coins. And then finally we have the outcome if you do follow the advice. We have the Knight of Swords. Sorry, voices is Swords. Okay, I want to see if I can fit them all in the shots. Okay. And then, for the clarifier of the first card, we have the 5 of Wands. For the second one, we have the 3 of Pentacles. For the third card, we have the Fool. Love that. Okay. For the fourth card, we have the 6 of Cups. And for the final card, we have the Knight of Wands. Sorry, the King of Wands. I don't know why I said Knight of Wands. King of Wands, much better. All right. I don't know if you can see. I think the second cards, you might not be able to see them properly, but anyway, we will talk through them. Okay, so where you are now. So with the first 2 cards that come, we have the 9 of Cups and the 5 of Wands. What is coming to me is that I'm getting some nice goosebumps. I want to show you this image a bit more up close. This is like the wish card in tarot. You can see there is, I don't know what's called this in English, but where you make wishes, right? And it's just, and because it's like a cup card, it's like emotion, right? There is this sense of fulfillment. It's not just like any wish, but something that really fulfills you. And I feel like where you are like at the present time is that there is a sense that you kind of like already know what, like you have your eyes set on your wishes. You're like, that, like, and there is a sense of also feeling like quite close to them, but somehow they haven't happened yet. And yeah, there is like this clarity, like this strong clarity of like, I know what I want, and I kind of even know even how to get there, why it hasn't happened yet. And with the 5 of Wands, like the sense that I get there is, it can be like there is a sense of conflict or disagreement that can be like subconscious. There is an element of your conscious mind is like, I have it clear, like this is what I want, let's make it happen. And then the subconscious mind with all the other programming is like conflicting with what you wanted to manifest, whether it could be love, it could be work goals, anything that you wish. That there is something that is like internally in conflict with that. It can also be that, for example, if it's work related, it can be a mixture of this conflict. It can be like, I feel like there is quite a lot that is internal, like more on an unconscious level, but there could be also for some of you, because of course this is a general reading, there could be like something that is also external, meaning like if you are like wanted to manifest something work wise and there is some sort of like rivalry, competition with others within what you want to achieve. So there is the inside, like subconscious part, which is within, but there might be also some conflict within outside of you. And in that, within the present moment, is just kind of like holding you back to fully manifest like your desire, because there is a clear sense of, it can be one desire, it can be more, but there is a sense of like there is a clarity within the desire but there is this kind of like conflict, something that just kind of like nope. And I feel like I get this feeling again for many of you is actually internal more than external. But it could be, again, it could be also both. It can be internal and external, or it can be just external for some of you. But there is this conflict. So within the next two cards, we have like sort of the next step to receive the blessings, like where should we put the focus? And I love that it's beautiful. I love tarot. It's just magic to me, the cards that come up. We have the Five of Wands in reverse, and it's the same card, right? It's just that one is in reverse and one is upright. And within in reverse is like, what comes to me as well within this context is like, like the next step really that you should focus on is actually to bring resolution, to bring harmony, to bring peace, because there was a conflict, whether it's internal or external, whether it's all in your mind, on a deeper layer, or whether it's outside of you with actual conflict with coworkers or rivalry with competitors. But there is a need of like bringing collaboration, teamwork in place, because it's like the next step, right? It's the next step to like, it's like eliminating the tension, because you're like tend to go ahead, let's say, because you're like, I know what I want, I wish this, I really wish it, but then, at the same time, there is at least 5 or maybe more like pushing you backwards because of this conflict. And the main thing to address, like right now, is to bring harmony and resolution within that tension, within that, again, I keep getting a sense that it's like inner conflict, but even if it is external, doesn't matter, like to really bring more harmony and more collaboration, like a sense of like peace. And one thing that is coming through also, because she's sitting down and meditating, like some of you, like I feel like you would really benefit of actually meditating more, like really sitting down and allowing for things to come up, whatever it might be, and really allowing to kind of like come up, look at them, and then just letting them go. Is this sense of like, okay, bringing deeper layer of peace. And even if the conflict is external, meditation will still help you to calm your nervous system, come from a very different place, instead of coming from a place of tension, and will help you to bring calm within yourself, so that you can also bring that calmness to the interaction that you have with these external people where there might be some tension, if it's external. But either ways, I feel like in both cases, you would really benefit from self-reflection and meditation, even maybe some sort of like slow yoga, like yin yoga, something that will really kind of bring more calm energy within your mind, especially. Then we have like sort of the obstacle to overcome, the challenges that might block you. And we have the 8 of Swords and the Fool. And what is coming through, because of, again, I keep getting this feeling that is more like internal, like this conflict, is like with the 8 of Swords, is like the main obstacle is really your own mind, yourself, your own limiting belief. Like this card really talks a lot about being a person of your own making. and the prison is not real, it just doesn't exist, and and it's not even based in truth, but it still holds you captive because those limiting beliefs are not allowing you to really move forward and go to the next step. And in sort of like in contrast, like the advice is actually to bring the sense of trust and spontaneity, and just really taking a leap of faith from a place of trusting and believing, because it's time for a new beginning, a new chapter. So like really what really blocks you from that is your own your own mind, your own limiting belief. So this is like within the reading, this is the main obstacle, this self-limiting belief that is time to really shed and to let them go, because it's what is holding you back to manifest your heart desire. Because it's like, I feel like on one level it's very clear within your system, within your soul, what you want, and what your soul wants. But those limiting beliefs are just kind of pulling the brake over and over again. Yeah, and even in this full card, like she has this sense of like, not just surrendering and letting go, but just like enjoyment. There is a sense of like, like I live in, there is a sense of like ease, like living from a place of ease, and not having like, this person in this card doesn't have, I want to show you a bit closer, doesn't have a single thought of something negative or something that holds her back. She's just kind of like living in the present, trusting, fully trusting, and not listening to negative self-talk at all. So that's beautiful. Then we have, for the next card, we have like really the guidance from the universe, and we have the Knight of Pentacles and the Six of Cups. And what for me comes through with these cards is the sense of like, yes, there is a layer or like a suggestion to be quite practical, you know, like about how to achieve your desire, right? There is an element of, yes, there is a practical reality in which we live that is material, that has planning, has structure that is needed, has like effort put into it that is needed, and not to discard that. But there is also an element of emotional fulfillment that the very first card has within, that is kind of like lacking, because there is a lot of like mind sort of like negativity. So it's like, I feel like one of the sort of the advices coming through the universe is like to really connect more with your inner child, and to connect more with what really fulfills you on an emotional level. Yes, you will still need to be practical about things, what you want to manifest and whatever is your heart desire has a practical reality to it that you will need to attend to in order to manifest it. But it's really important to connect before you do take that action, and to set that structure, and to kind of go like and actually, you know, do whatever you're supposed to do, to really reconnect with the inner child part of yourself, and the part of yourself that felt joy, felt like a sense of like innocence and comfort, and what to focus on, what those things, what were the things that make you feel like this as well, to be able to include them in either how you go about things, what you want to manifest, but to kind of change a little bit, shift the focus on, yes, I have to be practical, I want to manifest this and this and this, I know what I want. But to tune into, like, to listen, instead of listening to the, like, limiting belief, to tune in, now I feel like it's reconnected with the meditation. Maybe actually to add more inner child meditation, where instead of asking or listening to your limiting mind, when it comes down to taking decision. What if it's like, maybe for many of you is business related, this wish, but it can be even like family related, building a family. Let's say if it's a family that you want to build, that you like, instead of thinking, oh, you know, what is the person that will be a provider, or what is the person that will be the perfect fit for what I'm looking for, is actually coming from more like a place that is the emotion, the heart of what your inner child is actually wants and look for, and doing things from that, I don't want to say just perspective, but from that space, you know, instead of coming from the space of mental limitation and negativity. Like, even look at the colors of this card, it's all black, you know, it's like there is such a heaviness to this, like, even though the mind and the thoughts is something you cannot physically touch, so it doesn't have the physical density of a rock, but yet there is such an heaviness and such negativity, is so dark, right? And if you stop to listen to that, and you actually tune into more your inner child, and what your inner child is alive, is getting alive from, is what is getting joy from, then it's like you're actually on the fast track. Like, you can see like this horse kind of like it's going, you know, it's going, it knows where it needs to go, right? It's like it's on the fast track of the desire that you want to manifest, because it's not slowed down anymore from the negativity of the mind, or from the conflict that comes out from this limiting belief, limiting pattern. So yeah, it's very, very strong, this message. And finally, we have the sort of the outcome that you will get if you follow the advice. And we have the Knight of Swords and the King of Wands. And I feel like this is one of the fast, I don't know if it's the fastest card on the deck, one of the fastest. But I feel like what you're going to get, like, if you actually do go through this process, is your dreams and your desire will be manifested really fast. Like, if things before were like, you know, like, it seems to be close, but I cannot quite reach it, or like I do all of these things and I cannot seem to manifest what I wanna, like, what I desire. With this, is like, it's gonna be like so fast that you'll be like, what happened? How on earth that happened so fast? It's like you will have wings, you know, like, it's like there is no stopping you. I feel like there is a sun in the background, everything is shining. And, you know, as well with the King of Wands, is like your natural quality of a born leader will come out. You'll be like, like, there is a point where before with the conflict, you're not in control. Like, there is something that is controlling you, whether it's your negativity, your own mind, your subconscious. There is a part of you that is not in control, because it's like you wanted to manifest something, or you had a clear desire that somehow didn't really happen yet. And now, like, after kind of tuning into more this inner child and balancing all the negativity out of your own limiting belief, like, then, you know, like, this is the place where it's like you are taking control of what you want to manifest, from a place of like, from a place of love, really, from a place of emotional fulfillment, and from a place that is kind of more, it feels like more tender, but at the same time is like that sense of like sorry, is tender and gentle, but not because of that less effective. Quite the opposite, is like, this is extremely effective, like very fast, very kind of on point, like super entrepreneurial, very optimistic. Like, they both have this sun, you know, on their back, is like this fire is there, and it's like there is a gentleness from the inner child that comes in place, but actually that just helps you to speed up things and to be even more empowered within what you want to manifest and what you choose to do as a next step. But it's like, I'm getting such a like sense of like empowerment, and this kind of like, yep, this is happening fast. And I keep getting the sense once it does happen, you'll be surprised how fast fast it will go. It will be like, you will not be able to believe it. So I got as well some more oracle deck cards for you regarding more the outcome. I just want to kind of like bring in some more, let's say, information for the reading for you. So the first card we have, that's beautiful, by the way. I love purple. Don't run from the darkness. Embrace your shadow side. What aspect of yourself have you been afraid to look or to address? Yes. Oh my God. Like, I feel like this is a reiteration. Like, I'm going to put it right next to the Knight of Swords. Eight of Swords. Yes, Eight of Swords. It's like, to be able to go to the outcome, this part is necessary. There is something there that it's, again, because for many of you, felt like it was internal to begin with. But there is something that is holding you back, and you might think it's something extremely negative, but once you actually look at it and you bring it to the light, that can actually become your strength. And sometimes there is this misconception of the things that we push away because we think they're not worthy, or they're not supposed to be there within us. And it's like, it's actually our own power that we push away. And once you kind of like have a look at it and you embrace it, it's like that specific part that you might feel like this is a curse can become your own blessing on its own. But this phase that is uncomfortable, don't get me wrong, and it's very, very sometimes painful, sometimes very, very uncomfortable to be able to even open that side and even kind of look in, like it's not easy. But once you kind of do it and you go through, it's like the amount of like power, when I say you will reacquire. There is a sense of like really owning, like taking control, really owning yourself. Like it's really yourself that you're owning, really, more than anything else. And it's like your own power. You will have access again to the fullest of your own potentiality. Yeah, it's just really, shadow work is something I'm really passionate about, and I really believe in it. Then we have the mountain. No little step is too small, but many steps give a leap giant. Yes. Yeah, I get, like, this is also like, it's a bear, and there is a strength of the bear, but it's also a mountain. And it's like, once you go through this, there is a sense that you will gain as well so much strength and power just through this. It's like bears are incredibly strong, and mountains too, of course, because they're like, they're there. Nobody's gonna mess with a mountain, like it's just, even though the process might not be, there might be a small part that might not be fun, but you're gonna gain so much out of it that I get a feeling that, yes, there is an element that you'll be surprised at how things move so fast, but you'll be also surprised how much strength you actually have within you that you seem not to be aware of. But once you kind of go through the shadow and just reclaim that part of yourself, really, then you become the inner bear, that you've been kind of like hiding or put aside. And there is a huge amount of like power and strength there that right now you're not even utilized. It's like, it's actually the opposite. It can be quite draining to try to push it down. But once you kind of open it up, it's like that can become your ally and your own strength. So that's beautiful. Then we have, resilience. I remain steadfast on the path to my truest desires. Yeah. Yeah, it's like there is a point where this part, you will need to kind of, there is an element that is like, will increase your commitment. It will increase your resilience because it's not easy. Because it's not easy to go through that phase. But that I feel like these two speak kind of about the same thing. It will make you so much stronger. Re-owning this own part of yourself that you have no idea. Like it will just, I don't want to say it will make you better, but it will just make you more you. And yeah, like there is a sense of like, and you can see she's going up. Like she's not you know, waiting. She's not in a stagnant place. She's going up. She's like, nope, I'm I'm not stopping here in the sense of comfort of something that is not fully to the fullest potential. I'm going for it. And yeah, amazing. And the last one, beautiful. We have freedom. Yeah, I mean, it goes without saying, like, there is so, and I love that both of the Knight of Swords and, of course, the Eagle have wings. Oh, look, there is also another Pegasus here. Okay, come on. I mean, one more we need, you know, as a confirmation. You will get wings, you know. It's like this process really, it feels like an, how do I say that? Like an alchemization of your own being, you know, like, and once you kind of go through that, is like, you will soar, like, you know, like, you, I don't want to say you become unstoppable, but that is the sense, in a positive way, you know. I don't want to say like power trip or anything, but there will be a sense of, like, there will be no stopping you. There will be a sense of freedom, but freedom, I feel like, within yourself, like freedom of, like, finally, you know, like, what you wanted to manifest. I want to show it to you closer because it's so beautiful. What you wanted to manifest will be manifested, and it's like the freedom of really, I feel like, really living your truth. And because once you're beyond those parts of yourself, it's like there is more authenticity and truth within yourself. How you live life, you know, coming from that place of, like, caring for the inner child and sort of listening what it has to say, you know, like, and including him and her, like, in the decision making in your own life. It would just enrich everything so much that yeah, it's like, literally, you will feel like you'll be flying across the skies, like, and there is a sense of no limitation here, you know, like, the sky's the limit, literally. Oh, beautiful goosebumps. Goosebumps at the beginning, goosebumps at the end. Makes sense. So this was your reading, pile 2. I hope it resonated, and I hope it was somehow supportive. So you're very welcome to let me know in the comments. And if you want to support me, this is a new channel. Please subscribe to the channel and also like the video. And thank you so much for watching, and hope to see you in my next one. Bye! Hi Pile 3, if you chose this piece of Aventurine, then this is your reading. Let's see what we got for you. So I picked 5 cards for the 5 questions that I've chosen. So the first card represents where you are now, sort of your current situation, and we have the Star. Then the next one is really the next step onto receiving, what we should focus on, onto receiving the blessings. And we have the 5 of Cups upright. Then the third card is really like the obstacle, sort of to overcome, or the challenge that might block the blessing or slow down the blessing. And we have the 3 of Cups. This tarot deck has... they use different names for the suits, but the emotion is the Cups. I just say it in the normal tarot way, so it's less confusing, I think, for people. Then the following card is really like the guidance from the universe, what kind of advice the universe is giving. And we have the Devil, interesting. And then the last one is really the outcome. Yeah, the outcome if, like, the advice is followed. And we have the Chariot. Yay, beautiful. Okay. Then we have the next deck of cards. It's like it's another tarot deck that I've picked for each card, like a clarifier to support the reading. So for the first card, we got the Queen of Wands. For the second card, we got the 5 of Cups. This, I never had that before. That is interesting. Very, very interesting. We have 2 5 of Cups. Like, to make it very clear. That's a point. Then we have, for the third card, the Page of Swords. Yeah. For the fourth card, we have the Queen of Pentacles. And then for the last one, we have the Hierophant. All right. Wow, how interesting. I just want to point out that out of the first deck, out of 5 cards, we have 3 major arcana. We have the Star, the Devil, and the Chariot. While with the other deck, we do have 1, which is the Hierophant, but there's a lot of major arcana within this reading. I feel like there is something that you guys are really kind of meant to hear. Like, I feel like this is really a pattern, something that has been present for quite a long time, that it's like it's time to bring awareness to, and to just kind of like, okay, it's time to let it go, so that we can step into blessings, to fully stepping into the blessing. So to begin with the current situation, we have the Star and the Queen of Wands, and what I'm feeling from this is like there is a sense of like there is a wish. There is a sort of a hope that you have, that of like really kind of stepping into your power, to become more confident, more independent, more charismatic. I feel like there is a new version of you that you want to birth. And there is the hope for that, and you're like, I really would like that. There is a sense of like maybe feeling constricted with the version of yourself that you're living right now, because there is a lot of influence from the past that is holding you back. And that's why I feel like this is kind of like quite an important reading for you that chose this pile to listen to. Like in sense of the next step to what to focus on, we have the 5 of Cups, 2 5 of Cups. And what I'm feeling from this is like the first kind of sense that I got like is the victim mentality. Is like a crying over spilled milk, having like this sense of like really pessimistic approach. But I also feel like for many of you, this is like something that you've been carrying for like a really long time, like as trauma from childhood. There is this kind of like sense of like I'm not good enough, and always kind of looking at the negative side of things, mostly related to you, like, oh, like I'm not there yet, I don't have this, I'm not good. And like every time that something negative happens, instead of focusing, oh, this happened to me for a reason, because maybe it will help you to learn this and that, you focus it on the negative side. So like you just kind of stay sort of stuck with a more dense reality that doesn't allow you to really live and step into the version of yourself that you would like to be. That is on one quantum level is already there, but it's like you're not assessing it yet because of this layer of trauma and pattern that you might have since a very long time, that is kind of keeping you in a cycle, a very negative emotional cycle. It's just a lot of sadness, feeling like a failure, feel like disappointment, like, and a lot of it is also towards yourself. Like I would say the majority of it is towards yourself. You're like, oh, you see, that didn't work out, I'm stupid, I'm this, I'm that. Like this is like time to stop, right? Like it feels like it requires like immediate attention to really look at if you notice specifically some specific phrases, some specific words that you often repeat, that for you they might be like normal, right? Because you repeat them to yourself within your mind all the time, but that you will never say to somebody that you love. You will never call them what you call yourself, really. So to really pay attention, like what comes through is like with this is like, if you can journal actually about this, journal is a great way to kind of more tap into the unconscious part, and just kind of write down like what type of words that you say to yourself, like, and how frequently, to become also more aware of that kind of language that you use, because it's like like there is a sense of like bringing yourself down for no reason and no need at all, and focusing because of that then on the negative part, and it's kind of spiraling down emotionally because of that. So it feels like this is a very kind of like important message that needs to be kind of like made in a sense like more evident, because it's it feels like it's the main reason that holds you back, to really transmute yourself to the version of yourself that you want to manifest. Then we have like sort of like the obstacle to overcome, the challenge, all the kind of thing that could possibly slow you down. And we have the Three of Cups and the Page of Swords. And what I'm getting from this is like, you know, within these internal emotional spiral down, I feel like one of the coping mechanisms that you might have used, some of you might have used, in order to get this immediate relief to the negativity is maybe like it's outward, right? So it's like it's maybe socialization, going out partying, looking outwards, like being very communicative, like really like ways to go, like any type of way that you use to go outside of yourself when some of the negative emotional spiral happen that actually hold you back from look within. It's like okay, I'm feeling really bad, so like my coping mechanism is like to go out and party, for example, or drink alcohol, or just kind of like listen to other people. It can be something more physically healthy, but like listening to other people's problems for like hours and hours without really kind of feeling into yours or talking about yours. By using distractions in order to not really feel or face whatever is there. And it feels like this is the main sort of obstacle to this healing. And then we have like really the guidance from the universe. And like I feel like with the Devil card and the Queen of Pentacles, is like the universe is saying like it's time to face these patterns, this really toxic pattern that you have within yourself. And again, I keep feeling like this victim mentality, to really like release it, because it's like you're on chain, it's like you chain yourself, like you're on, you have this weird feeling that it's like you are your own devil, like on a deeper layer, right? Where it's like you're the person that puts the chain on yourself, and you're keeping yourself there. And you're not allowing yourself to the fullest potential that you have. And I feel like the universe is really saying like you have the potential to be nurturing, generous, like to live luxuriously and to really live the version of yourself that you want. But to be able to step into that, you really need to unchain yourself. And unchaining yourself doesn't happen with going outwards. It just happens with going inwards. There is nothing outside of yourself, and especially no distraction, that can help you to heal that. Is a process that you can get support from people, but it's a process that happens within. But the universe is really reiterating that it's time to break the chain that you have imposed on yourself. Because, and you can see, it's like in this picture, like they're not even chains really, because they're not. But she believes they are, and she doesn't move from there. And then, yeah, it's that, like, even though they are not really real ultimately, but they're real to you. And that's what makes them so emotionally painful, and it's just so thick to come out of it, because they are very, very real to you. And again, you're the only person that can unchain yourself. Nothing from outside, not amount of like distraction will help you unchain. It has to come from within. Yeah, I feel like, I'm sorry, I'm repeating some of the messages because it's like, repeat this. And I was like, okay, I'm going to repeat this. So as the final cards, we have really the guidance, the outcome. If you do follow like the advice or the process that is suggested. And I love that we got the Chariot and the Hierophant. And with these two cards, what I'm getting is like, you know, like, is really the victory over these toxic patterns. And I get a sense of like, I get this vibe of like you becoming your own guru, you know, like you becoming like the person, oh, I'm getting goosebumps, like the version of you that you become is actually way more than you expected at the beginning. Like the image that you have at the present time, or like, oh, you know, I would like to manifest like this, like a new version of me, but actually that version that you were initially thinking of or hoping to manifest is actually not even close to what you're gonna become. Like this is a next level type of thing, right? Where it's like you're gonna become like an incredible leader, but somebody that also people really look up to and will seek guidance from. Like you will become your own guru, but then you really might become a source of like guidance for other people too. It's like once you break those chains, is like, yeah, I keep feeling like the next level. Like, yeah, I'm gonna show you this card up close. Is like, I don't know, I have a reference from, I think it's a manga or like, I think it's Dragon Ball, but it's like the Super Saiyan version. I don't know if you guys know about this, but it's like, yeah, super duper powerful version of yourself that you were not even, I think because of the negative thinking and pattern, you were not even kind of open to the idea of like becoming more than what you were hoping for, because you're like, no, this is probably the maximum that I can reach. But in reality, no, there is so much more that you can embody. And once you unchain yourself, but it's just there. Once you do, it's just there. Yeah, I'm like, oof, like such a nice, like sense of leap. Like this is a huge leap forward. Amazing. I picked some more cards from other decks. These are oracle decks for like mostly more focus on the outcome, like giving us some more information regarding that. So the first card we have is Everything is Reflection. Hold up the energetic mirror. What do you need in your life that is that you're not currently getting? And I feel like there is an element of also the colors, like it make me feel like this emotional sense of like there are like needs that are unfulfilled. There's element that because you've been close in a cycle, a negative cycle, you didn't really even maybe look into what do you really need, right? But once you kind of step into this more authentic version of yourself, this next level version of yourself, some things will change. And it's like maybe things that you find semi-fulfilling before, that will not be fulfilling anymore. And it will be like a time to ask yourself the questions like, what are my needs? How, what do I want? And that's okay if the things that you wanted before, they don't apply anymore, because it's like, it's a new version of you. So your needs might be very different or might be way more deep. Then we have the next card, we have Balance. I love the phrase that says, no monster, no fairy. My reality is drawn to equity. Yeah, it's like once you kind of reach this place, it will be like balance, pure balance within yourself. Sorry, my battery just completely died. But yes, I was saying like with this card is like I'm getting like this sense of like complete sense of really inner balance. Like while before there was like a lot of emotional density, there is a sense of like complete emotional balance, which is like the first thing that was holding you back to begin with. But with the new version of you, like it's peace. There is a sense of equity that is like you're not getting lost anymore in this emotional inner I want to call it trips, because it's like they're not real to begin with, but they're like they feel so real in the moment. Then we have focus. I channel my energy towards a greater purpose. And then it says, you can do it. And I love it. Like, I get a sense of the same image of the chariot of like, this is your inner guru. This is like, you're gonna become a version of yourself that it will be so focused, so kind of onto the next thing that like you want to manifest. That is like nothing is gonna take you out of it. There's gonna be no more victim mentality. This is the phase where like all of these negative thoughts that were holding you back and that were causing all of this chain are gone, and now it's like just you with your real reflection, and you can do it. Like, and yeah, you can absolutely do it. And then the last one, we have joy. Yeah, this is like, I get a sense of like this incredible emotional fulfillment. A lot of like these, with the outcome, a lot of these parts are coming out, is this sense of like emotional balance, fulfillment, from like all of this. They feel like from a lot of them from an emotional place, from before being quite distressed to be like really in the moment, enjoy life, like making the most out of life. And like in this picture, the victim mentality is out of the window. There is just like joy, and I get a sense of peace as well. Yes, beautiful. I hope this reading was helpful. You're very welcome to let me know in the comments if you resonated. And thank you so much for watching. If you would like to support my channel, please subscribe and also like the video. And I'm hoping to see you in my next one. Bye.